Okay, I am not done quite yet with the show and tell videos because I just made a run to Staples and Kelly Paper, and I'll show you what I purchased there and what I plan on doing with it. Now, in Staples, I picked up a couple of these business card pages. They're the 3-ring binder styles, and these ones have the business size, card size slots, and those would be good for certain sizes of unmounted stamps for my organization purposes. Some of these require more of like a postcard size slot. This one right here is like a bill, a currency collector's slot. But I don't know. There's some of these sizes here. I don't know. I have a bunch more, but I don't know. There are certain sizes of Stampscape stamps that'll fit really well into the business card page. And here's another one with the trading card size slots, okay? And those ones are, good for, certain sizes of stamps. And I usually organize my stamps, my unmounted stamps, by size, okay? So these ones, I mentioned the currency and the postcard size pages, plastic, pages or whatever, 3-ring binder style ones. And then there's the coin ones. They're like coins or like photo slides. Those ones are perfect for the really small stamps, like the A, B, and C sizes of Stampscapes, even D. But anyways, they had these at Staples. I don't know, I usually order these online, but, support your local business type of thing. But the real reason that I went in there for is to pick up just some cardstock like this, okay? Now, I use the paper that I've come to really like over the years, and I just kind of stick with it, but it occurred to me, you know what I mean? I need to have some things in these lessons, at least that we can show you. I don't know if I use this every time, but we need some more kind of accessible or easily accessible media, okay? Now, this isn't going to be glossy, it's going to be matte, all right? But this cardstock here is 110 pound, okay? 250 sheets. Oh, I forget how much it costs. I think it was like $18 or $19 or something like that. All right, but this is cardstock, and that type of thickness, that 110 pound, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not too bad, okay? Now, I don't even know if this is coated or not, but we'll do some scenes on this type of paper, and we'll see what we can come up with, okay? Now, cardstock, like I said, I don't know if this is even coated with anything. It doesn't look like it is, so we'll see what we can come up with. But, I plan to utilize some of these things in my lesson plans, and we want to be able to say, you can use, this material at, just at your local Staples. Or just at your, if you're overseas and you don't have a Staples or, I don't know, international locations, then, there's probably something off the shelf in a similar type of office supply store that you can utilize. Okay, now, Kelly Paper, here in Southern California, in the West, a little bit in Oregon, Washington, Arizona. I'm not sure if there's any in Utah. There might be. I think there is one in Utah. But we have this Kelly Paper chain of stores, okay? They're usually in the larger cities and whatnot because they usually supply professional printers for the most part, okay? And it's mostly trade, but it is open to the public. Well, these days you got to call ahead and make sure they're open. But you can find them online at kellypaper.com, okay? And one of the things that I like is they have their older, paper selection. So it's this clearance section. So if something's been sitting on the shelf for too long, in terms of paper tends to fade, right? So they get rid of it, and I, picked up the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, quarter size folding cards. So this is like an 8 1/2 by 11, but it's pre-folded and everything like that. It's kind of nice. Pre-folded cards. I don't know, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to card making. Here's a 6 1/2 square envelope. I don't do too many square format scenes, but I don't know, I have these envelopes for it. It's kind of cool. $3 though, And this one right here, these folding cards right here it was $3 for 25 of them. I don't know, I mean, this is really high quality. 80-pound cover weight cards as well. So, I don't know, they make a really convenient format for if I, have a scene or something like that. Not ideally, because I usually work in this size right here, but if I did a smaller one, I could pop it right down there. Or if you're doing something like stamp board, you can kind of mat this board right here. This is a 4x4, and it'll fit right onto that card. Or do you do it on the interior of the card too? So, it makes it really nice. This is an ATC size card. That would be perfect for this card. You put a couple mats or mounts, around, anything this size, and it would fit this size right here. It's folded right here. Okay, so if you have a Kelly paper within, driving distance, I would suggest heading in there at some time. Now, mine, you can't go and browse around there now. You kind of go in the front of the store and you just tell them what you want, and they'll go and pick it off the rack, which is kind of a hassle that you can't walk around in there, but totally understandable. This is a A7 5x7 envelope, okay? So that kind of fits, my quarter size cards, really well, and I just throw a little thin matting around it like that. Okay, this one's a little bit more expensive though. I don't remember these ones being $8 right here. Yeah, so this one right here is $4.50 for the blueberry color. 25. This black one right here was $8. I don't know. Maybe this one wasn't on sale or something like that, but it was in that sale area. But $4.50 though, this is a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I go through these faster than I don't know. I would think, because it doesn't seem like I format a lot of cards. And most of the times I'm just stamping. Okay, now here's the paper that I'm really curious about. There's this one paper called Dull, and it was by Appleton Papers called Utopia, and I've used it. If you watch any of these videos and you saw me use a Dull and mention kind of a satin finish cardstock, well, that Appleton Papers is long out of business, and I was asking him if he had anything similar to a Dull finish, okay? Now, he said there's only like one or two types of paper. I think one of them was it could have been a satin or something like that, but he would have to order it, and they'd get it in tomorrow. And all this stuff is online, too, at kellypaper.com, but I'm trying this Mohawk one, okay? It's everyday digital. It's white-coated silk, okay? 100 weight cover stock. It's 8.5 by 11, 250 sheets, okay? Now, I have an account with them, as a business, so I'm not quite sure how much this runs, but it wasn't too bad for me. It's not wholesale that I'm getting at, but I think it was like $15 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. And I'm not sure how much it is, just if you're not a business too. Okay, there's a little bit of a discount if you're a business, but he showed me a sample of this one because I wanted. Everyone there at Kelly Papers is super knowledgeable. Most people have been working at these places for years, and they have the best customer service. I don't know, out there, I would say. It's always been so awesome. But he showed me this. Now, you're not going to be able to get a lot out of this video in terms of the feel and touch of it, but this is a pretty thick cover weight stock, okay, at that 100-pound, and it feels like this is coated on two sides as well. But this paper right here feels really similar to that Appleton Papers Utopia Dull, okay? And I don't know, I've been using that Dull a few times, especially with the hybrid inks, and I really liked it, but I just used it with just your standard, dye-based inks and whatnot, and that Dull worked really good. So you can, let's see if I can kind of give you the gist of what it looks like. See that? There's a slight sheen to it. I would say this one is duller than the Utopia Dull, okay? So it's somewhere in between. If there was a sliding scale of glossy and matte, okay, this is the middle right here. I would say this one right here, this Mohawk white-coated silk, is somewhere in between the middle and matte, okay? Now with that dull from Appleton Papers, the Utopia, it's probably more middle to maybe slightly glossier, but not too far from middle. Maybe it's right in the middle or something like that too. I don't know. But I love the way that held the ink. Okay, now this one, I can kind of feel this one right here. This is going to be coated, okay? Now, I don't know if that cardstock from Staples is going to be coated, but we'll see what we can do with it. Kind of the non-coated papers kind of open up the possibilities, too, to things like, the soft media styles of mediums. So things like colored pencils and pastels, chalks, that type of thing, and they should work fine with things like the hybrid inks as well. So, anyway, so not a gigantic haul here by any means, but it's kind of done all in the attempt to kind of open up, in terms of these two papers that I bought, some different possibilities with kind of more easily accessible types of papers. Paper's tough these days because I used to use this one called King James, out of business. Appleton Papers, out of business. We're talking about the paper industry and this volatile kind of turnover that's happened in the last, 15 years. I don't know how it was before that, but I don't know, maybe with outsourcing and something like that and consolidation, you don't have too many more coated, glossy types of paper manufacturers really in the world. I think Kelly Paper, they were telling me there's 2 left in North America, I think. And things like Chrome Coat are no longer the real Chrome Coat. It was by CTA Papers, and I've been recommending them. But they're out of Italy. But he wasn't even quite sure where that was made. It's probably not made in Italy, but I don't know. It could be. But he thought they might have a plant here in North America somewhere. So anyway, so we'll give this one a try here. Now I'm going to put all this type of stuff, not these ones right here, these clearance section things like this, but what I'll do is I'll put the names of these. I don't know. I'll do a video showing this material as well, but I'll put the description of this in the description section underneath the videos. So underneath the videos, there's show more button usually, or you click that. Sometimes if it's on a tablet, you have to just click on the underneath the video, and it'll expand that section, and it'll tell you everything that I've used in it. But I'll mention the Mohawk and all the different configurations here as far as how that goes. If you're interested in picking it up, and we'll see how it works out. And I'd imagine it will. There's no reason why it shouldn't. In terms of the different techniques and whatnot. But you'll be able to pick this one up. You can pick it up from some other business too. I just happened to get it at Kelly Paper, but Mohawk, it's a well-known brand and whatnot. So, anyways, thanks again for watching, and I don't know, I can't wait to use this paper, especially. It feels really nice to the touch, and it's I don't know, it has just that nice kind of sheen to it, not glossy, but kind of more of that satiny, I don't know, semi-matte feel to it. I think it'll work really good. All right?